listening to the American Farmsteaders podcast, and I'm Donna at Hazelbell Farm with my friend Jenny at the Grahamstead Family Farm.
Hello.
Hey, and we are here to talk all things farming like a girl.
Yes.
Yeah. So this week we're going to talk about buying local and how you can do that if you're farming like a girl, if you're dreaming to farm like a girl, if you're a dude farming like a girl. Whatever. It's for everybody. Everybody eats, right?
That's right.
Okay. Well, how are you, Jenny?
I'm good. I'm a little tired from this morning. We moved the sheep, and the sheep have been out in the pasture with the cows, which is super easy to move animals around out in the wide open pasture. But in the summertime, we like to put our sheep in the woods because our woods get really, really, really thick. Mm-hmm. So they do a great job of running through the woods and keeping it cleared out. So it's been a minute since me and my farm helper Abby have moved sheep through the woods, and so we had to set up like the portable fence and had to get in there with a mower, and it's been since last summer since I was through there. So
wow. It
was thick, and it was a little bit of work. So
it's work doing it in the open.
Yeah.
Eric and I, so we don't have our sheep using the fence.
Right.
We're learning it.
Yes.
And so
there's a learning curve to it.
Yes. So we said, let's make it easy and do it within our already fenced area.
Yes.
And we put up, I think 3 stretches of this fence. And it was an exercise in civility in the marriage.
Yes, I have installed a portable electric fence with my husband as well. And yeah.
Yeah.
I really prefer my farm helper, Abby, to come over and help with that.
Somebody you don't have a problem being the boss with.
Right.
Right. Yeah, it was, he's like, what the heck is this stuff? Do we really need this? And, so he already had in his head, this isn't fun. And, that stuff tangles so easily if it's not folded up just right.
You have to come up with a system of unfolding and dropping. Unfolding and dropping. And it'll be your worst nightmare if you don't do that correctly. Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to explain to him as we're fighting, tangled up in brambles and things like that. So, yeah, that is hard.
Yeah, that was definitely a little bit of work this morning. So I'm glad to be sitting here talking with you.
Yay. It's always a break, right?
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a friend catch-up time, and we get to sit in the AC for a bit.
Yes, absolutely. So other than that, I bought some new plants for the garden. Mm-hmm. I started watching a YouTuber, David the Good, and it's dangerous.
I love David the Good.
It is dangerous. Yeah. And so he just has me on this edible perennial kit where I need to add more diversity to the food that we're growing and grow stuff that's going to come back year after year. So I went out and probably spent a little too much money on some plants, but I did it and it felt good.
We spent money on plants yesterday too. We went to my favorite plant nursery, and we normally will go there for perennial fruit trees and berries and things like that. We'll get a few flowering things, but we specifically went for just ornamental, like hedges, flower beds, stuff like that.
Right.
And we spent more money than we intended to. And I got everything laid out in the beds yesterday, and my first thought was, look at all the room I have to stick a cherry tomato and some onions and why do I want society garlic when I can plant garlic right there, So I'm sure I'll be weaving in some fun things here and there. I think chives would be a fun ornamental thing, and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah. Did you happen to be able to support a local nursery?
I did. Yeah.
Nice. Very good. Yeah. I ended up going to 2 different places. One was a big box store, because that's where I got my sweet potato slips.
Okay.
And I got all those put in.
Good.
I got, I think I only got 2 6-packs, so I didn't go too crazy with it.
That's going to give you a lot.
I figured.
Yeah.
So, and they looked great.
Yeah, that big wagon in my garage filled with sweet potatoes?
Right.
And that's only half of what I harvested in the fall. That was out of 2 6-packs.
Oh, very good. That's that's plenty
It
of
was a
sweet
lot.
potatoes. It's a wheelbarrow full, literally, like a regular sized wheelbarrow full of sweet potatoes out of 2 6-packs.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well,
So-
that's only half of them. So,
That's only half of them.
We went through half, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yep.
I guess we need to figure out how we're going to preserve all those then.
Yeah, that's my problem. They're still in my garage.
But excess stuff like that you don't end up preserving can always be food for animals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
definitely. The cows will eat them if I have to.
Nice. So yeah, I went to a big box store, but I was able to support a local nursery down the road from here, and I picked up a banana tree there.
Oh,
so,
fun!
Yeah,
You're getting started on that grocery row
Yes.
gardening that he
Yes.
does. Yeah.
Yes.
I am so in love with all the systems he does, what
I
he's
know.
created, what he's experimented with. I've been following him for quite a few years.
And everything's so simple.
Yeah, it is. Well, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, this whole system was created to work. We don't have to overcomplicate it.
No.
And I think a lot of the times we overcomplicate it.
Well, he does that. I guess this is going to be a big shout out to David the Good
Right.
podcast, but do check out his blog and his YouTube channel. He's an author. He writes gardening books, and a lot of things that I know I've referenced here on the show before have been, I've mentioned, like, so I was listening to this channel, it's almost always him.
Right.
And, or I've read this thing or out of this book or whatever, it's his. But he does that compost everything book. And, that's one of the things that I think eludes so many people who want to try to do something on their own in their backyard is compost.
Yes.
And, people get so meticulous with the rules, and he's like, screw it.
Right.
Put it all together. It's just
Yeah.
going to depend, like, is it going to compost fast or is it going to take a year? Like, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Or that's all that changes in what you're putting in there is
Right.
how much time. But it's going to break down.
Yeah, it is going to break down. Yeah.
If you have a chicken die out there in the yard, it's going to break down. Either by, buzzards coming in and picking at it, and then the bones and feathers take time to break down, it's going to break down.
Yep.
So when they say, like, you can't put meat in your compost, yeah, you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's cool.
Yeah. I've been enjoying his channel, so I've got some plants to put in the ground, needless to say.
So you're inspired. I love it.
Yeah, I just have them in their spots, making sure that they're going to like that particular spot that I have it, and just to give it some time to think about it, because, some of them are like trees.
Yeah.
I got 2 papaya trees, too.
Cool.
So, we'll see. I don't know. It was
Nice.
fun.
You got all those from the local nursery?
The local nursery, I was only able to pick up a couple of things because, as nice as it is to be able to shop local, sometimes the local places are a tad bit more expensive, and it just wasn't within my budget to buy everything from the local.
Right.
So I went to the local place. I bought a couple of things that would still keep me in my budget, and then be able to go to the big box store and spend the rest of my budget, which I ended up going over anyway. But regardless, all the things are about to go in the ground.
Cool.
So,
Exciting.
yep. So yeah, let's talk local.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
talk local. Go ahead.
Okay. So, I just think in general, it's just more fun to buy local. Like, think about your farmer's market and the atmosphere that you're going to walk into in a farmer's market. There's like live music.
It's cool.
It is. It's cool. There's
It's
like,
relaxing.
yeah, there's food trucks.
Right.
People are just kind of strolling through.
It's like a fun day out
Yeah.
as opposed to running your grocery errand.
Right. Which is like a total chore.
Right, and causes a twitch in your eye.
Right. You're not going to go to Walmart or any grocery store and just find those people that are generally happy and smiling and strolling through. No, everybody's in a hurry. Everybody's in everybody's way.
And frustrated about it.
Right, and frustrated about it. So,
Yeah.
I think right off the cuff, that's like the first little benefit that you get from shopping local.
It is definitely more fun.
Definitely more fun. And I think, I know for sure, in general, you're going to get better service.
Right. Yeah, so we just sold some beef shares, and
Yeah.
they're finally all picked up. But over
Thank
the
goodness.
weekend, yeah, over the weekend I had a pickup, and nice family, nice sweet family. But he texted and said, "Hey, can I bring my 7-year-old? Is there anything fun to see?" And it's like, well, yeah, a 7-year-old's
Yeah.
definitely welcome. You know, I always say like parent supervision, please, because
Right.
you know there's hazards on the farm.
Yes.
And so yeah, he brought his 7-year-old who is starting to garden and is getting excited about that.
Oh,
So he,
well, that's
you know, hey,
cool.
can I see your garden? And he ran through and picked out, you know, oh, there's the cilantro, and because he's growing cilantro, and we talked about what to
Nice.
put that on. So like it was fun that you know this family could come
Right.
and see where their food comes from and ask
Yeah.
questions, and it was definitely more fun, I'm sure, than going to Costco to buy in bulk.
Right.
He got his bulk from the farm and got to have a little field trip.
Yeah. And what a cool experience for that little kid. Like, wow, to see it like on a little bit of a bigger scale from
Yeah.
what he's doing. Like, wow, you know, this is possible. It is possible to provide, you know, a large amount of food for your family.
Yeah.
And so that's a cool experience that he got to have.
And it's educational too. I mean, not just for the kids, but I also had a family come last week. And when all their kids piled out of the car, you know, they ran to look at those cows, and they had all the questions about the cows. And, you know, the first thing kids point to is that cow's pooping. And, you know, yes, everybody poops. We had the conversation. Everybody poops, and there are flies that come around the poop. You know,
Yes.
like they got a little bit of education of growing food is not a sterile environment
No.
like you might find in the meat department at the grocery store, you know, or what you think, you picture, you know,
Right.
it's real. It's the real world, and it's a little bit grungy sometimes. And they you know, ask questions, the difference between dairy cows and beef cows, and you know, why does that one look so skinny? Well, that's a dairy cow, and we got to talk about that. So,
Right.
no, that's not where your steaks are coming from, but she could
They
provide
could,
steaks if
yes.
we needed her to, and so it was a neat educational time with a bunch of kids
Yeah.
that
That's cool.
that otherwise really didn't know. You know, they didn't have any idea, and they just, I mean, obviously they know that animals poop, but they didn't put any forethought into, oh, when we get out of the van, we might smell some poop when that cow poops next to me. You know what I mean? And so it's real life.
Yes.
I think is my point.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to, but it's cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I mean, you know, if you're not buying in that way, you know, you miss out on so much. You miss out on making that connection with your food. Where does it come from? How is it produced? You know, if you're super health conscious or have allergies, you know, and you really need those like natural, cruelty free, if that's is super important to you, you know,
Right.
if you're buying local, you know, you actually get to understand how it's done.
Yeah.
You know, how that farm is raising those chickens.
Exactly. See how the farmer moves them, and
Exactly. So, you know, it's important to make those connections, you know, with the people and make the connections with the method, you know?
yeah,
Um,
I agree.
you know, another thing too that's cool about like going to a farmer's market is, you know, hopefully if it's a good farmer's market, there's actually farmers there. Sometimes I get a little aggravated when there's not like, you go to a farmer's market sometimes and there'll be like, you know, maybe one person with produce, you know. So I think that's kind of sad. Like I would like to be able to go to a farmer's market and see like more farms.
Shop more tables.
Shop
Yeah.
more tables, you know. They sometimes can be a little arts and crafts.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what I was about to say, or yard saley.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I appreciate handcrafted soap and,
Right.
you know, the other things that you can find. But, yeah, I want to be able to go to the guy during the pecan season and buy pecans from him.
Yeah.
And then go to the next table over and get my soap if I don't have any soap.
Yeah.
You know, I do.
So I guess it's super important to really like look around your area. You know, you might have to go to the farmers markets that are, you know, the biggest town closest to us is Jacksonville. You might have to go into Jacksonville to go to like the Riverside Farmers Market.
Right.
To get kind of more of a gathering offering of several farms, because if you do that and you can source a market like that, you can really go there and see in one day what multiple different farms are offering.
Yeah.
Some might have a vegetable CSA, some might have a meat share CSA. And you can just basically see in one day, what are these farms offering? You might find more opportunities to buy in bulk.
Right.
Which is super important as well.
Yeah. So it would have to be a fun day out.
Yes.
It takes a little planning. You're not just stopping in at the Publix on your way home, which is what I'll be doing today. Yeah, we're not perfect. I mean, nobody can do it all, can grow it all, can be it all.
No. I buy my milk from the grocery store. I do, but that's just what we do. We don't buy much at the grocery store, but I buy things like, I have a bunch of teenagers, so they like frozen food.
Yeah.
They like their pizzas and their cereal and their Pop-Tarts. I buy that kind of stuff at the grocery store.
Yeah.
But then, meat, we haven't bought meat at the grocery store in like 2 years.
We'll buy lunch meat.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get us away from that, but it takes some practice to make a good deli style lunch meat.
Yeah, well, and you need like a really good slicer.
I have a good slicer.
Do you?
I do. It's just like the product. Okay, so this is a little bit of a rabbit trail, but real food is different from grocery store food. And we've talked about that before.
It is.
It's different.
It's just not handled and processed or raised the same way.
Right. And so
it's different.
With lunch meat, I don't have the mechanical, the big commercial processing equipment.
Right.
To press the meat. Like if I want turkey breast, it's not just that I'm slicing a turkey breast. That's not what you're buying unless you get that like carving board meat, I think maybe.
Right.
But other than that, like if you're getting sliced turkey lunch meat, it's basically like they roll it up. I can't remember exactly how they do it, but they roll it up. It's pressed, cooked, then sliced or something. I don't know. But then they can inject any number of things into it if they choose. So that's why I want to be able to do it on our own. So every time I do it and then we go to slice it, it kind of falls apart. So, and I do have a good slicer. It just is not, I'm not doing it well yet. So I'm still buying lunch meat.
It's really kind of bizarre, like what our food has like turned into.
Yeah.
Like all the stuff that's done to it.
Right.
And the rolling it up and the pressing it and like. Wow.
I have bought, because like if we don't have our own bacon, I will buy pork belly from this little butcher shop in a town south of us, about 20 minutes away, and I'll just call ahead of time and tell them I'm coming, and they have it ready. And a lot of times, like they sell all kinds of things there, and so a lot of times I'll shop around while I'm there, and they have they do a really good roast beef, like a sliced roast beef, which that's something I could put on the slicer.
Yeah.
But like when I make roast beef, it's not for sandwiches.
No.
We're not, there's no leftovers from that,
No.
We're eating it with potatoes and that kind of thing. And so, anyways, I do buy that when I can.
Yeah.
From the local butcher.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are some of the reasons why you think buying local is important?
Well, okay, so back to that David the Good Guy.
Yeah.
He recently told a story how he's in like a new to him area, where a place he's never lived before, right? And so the world came crashing down a couple years ago, right? And like supply chain issues, blah, blah, blah. Food supply issues is the major thing. And I think that's what's spurring a lot of this homestead movement that we're seeing now. A lot more people, like you and I both had our inboxes were flooded with gardening questions and chicken questions. For the first time, people wanted to try to take charge of their food supply because of COVID and all the fun there. So anyways, he is in a new to him area, and he went to the feed store and to get seed or whatever, and was asking about local milk. And they said, oh, no, nobody does that around here. Not anymore. And they looked at him like he was crazy, and maybe this stuck with me because I do the milk thing. I don't know.
Right.
But the point is, he said, well, gosh, that's a shame. Have you tried to buy milk at the store? And it was in a moment of like, there was a couple of weeks where it was difficult to get milk.
Right.
And he said, if there's no dairies around that you can go to the dairy and buy your milk from, don't you think that's a problem?
Right.
And so lo and behold, he got a couple of dairy goats. And then I think now he's got a couple of cows. I don't know if any are dairy cows, but yeah, he's on track. So for that reason, I think that's the most important reason to buy local and to have smaller local producers, is because if the big supply gets shut down for whatever reason, recalls,
right. I mean, there's
the trucks stopped rolling.
Right. There's so many reasons why these big food processing places are having shortages.
Right.
I mean, there's the plant fires.
Right.
You know, I mean, there's just so many.
There's been like 24 fires since the first of the year, or
Right.
something ridiculous at major food supply places.
Yes.
Not just like the butcher down the road.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
We're talking about big packing facilities.
Yeah, if you think about like, I think there's only like 4 major, like commercial size butcher places in our country, or maybe I'm saying that wrong, not places, but 4 major corporations
Yes.
that process meat in
Yes.
our country.
Yeah.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens if one of them goes bankrupt? That's a fourth of our meat supply gone, right?
Yeah. That's
So,
a huge chunk.
I mean, that's just something to think about. I mean, then that's just one possibility. It doesn't have to be their bankruptcy. It could be any number of things. It could be, we're looking at the whole cybersecurity thing. And
right.
and
I mean,
our-
the FBI just put out a warning
Right.
about cyber attacks on major farms.
Right. So,
So what are they going to cyber attack on a farm though?
well, so like this happened.
I started to read into it, but
This happened with, I want to say it was grain. It may have been corn, but it was some kind of grain a few months ago. And the threat, I don't know if it was just a threat or if it actually happened, but they were able to secure it pretty quickly. But basically, they hijack their system with malware and they hold it for ransom until they're willing to pay however many billions of dollars or whatever the number is. And then, okay, you can have your system back. Well, the system is so important because everything is computerized now.
right.
So, everything is ones and zeros and electronic. And so the trucks don't know which places to go to pick up their grain or their corn or whatever it is. The warehouses don't know what they have or what the orders are, where it needs to go. I just had this problem with chicks. Did I mention that on
Yes.
the podcast? So,
Oh, I don't know.
I ordered chicks. I ordered 2 separate orders of chicks. And the first order was supposed to ship and it didn't. And
Right.
I got an email saying, sorry, it didn't ship. It'll go next week. I was like, all right, whatever. I didn't call them and just whatever. The week comes and goes and there's no chicks. So I call them and they said, oh yeah, something happened with our computers and we don't know we have no tracking information. We have no idea whose orders have come and gone. We're just waiting for people to call and complain and say they didn't get their order.
Right.
I'm like, okay, well, I'm like we say all the time, I'm small potatoes.
Right.
Like what happens if a big chicken house
Right.
who has like 1,000 chickens a month come and go?
Right.
What happens if their order is lost and it never comes, until they call? Well, okay, so it put me 2 weeks behind, which is no big deal. If it puts a chicken house 2 weeks behind, I mean, you see what's happened with avian flu when they have
Yeah.
when they're down for a couple days just for cleaning.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. And now too, there's this big push for commercial grain farmers to go with these unmanned computerized tractors
Exactly.
to run out in the field and do the harvest without the farmer in the tractor. And what happens when they decide that they want to shut that down?
Right.
And all these farmers have gotten rid of their diesel powered tractors.
Everything's hackable, right?
Yeah, everything's hackable. So I mean, there are just we could probably sit here all day and talk about all the different reasons why our food supply is like hanging in the balance.
It's so messed up and people don't even have a clue.
Right. It's so messed up, and really a couple of things happen and we've got a major problem.
Yeah.
So, which, okay, the Great Depression, Grandma survived that because her supply chain was local and she knew how to do stuff.
She was awesome.
She was awesome. That's my favorite meme. I have it saved on my phone.
Yeah, I like it.
Every time I
love
run
that
across
one.
it, I share it.
I also love, it came up in my memories just recently this week, actually, and it's one with Joel Salatin. And it's something to the effect of Mountain Dew and Cheetos are approved by the FDA, but raw milk is illegal. Like, something's wrong there.
Right, and
You
growing
know?
tomatoes and compost.
Exactly, right. Is illegal.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, like, how did we get here?
How did we get here?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know, but the fact is that we're here.
Yes, we're here, but I mean, I'm not like glad all these things are happening, but I'm glad that some people are really starting to see the importance of
There's an
having
awakening.
a local, have local connections, or grow it yourself.
Yeah.
Or do both.
Right. I
you
do
know?
both.
Yeah, do something.
Do something.
Do something.
Plant something, grow something. That's what we're here for. But yeah, I think that, we don't live in a world of what if. Like, I don't live by what if. We don't live in fear.
No.
But these are all real possibilities.
They are all real possibilities, and I think it's super important for to take on the responsibility of securing your food.
Yeah.
Either locally or, like I said, doing it yourself. Or I have a customer who she buys beef from me and chicken from me, and she also buys beef from you.
Yeah.
And the last time I delivered her chickens, she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry I couldn't buy your beef, but Donna had a half a cow and you only had 50 pounds and I have 11 kids, and so I had to go with Donna's beef." And she was so apologetic about it.
That's so funny.
And it was like, stop it.
Yeah.
You are a smart woman for having 2 local connections.
Yes.
For beef, pork, and chicken.
Right.
You know what? Because your family, you're not going to run out.
Right.
Your freezer is stocked.
And Jenny and I, we don't look at it like that. We're pretty supportive of each other's farms.
We
don't look at it like that at all.
No, it's not a competition. It ebbs and flows. And if anything, I want to support other small farms, because there's times where I don't have any beef coming out of my farm.
Oh yeah, I send people to you all the time.
Right. And so if you're buying from a small farm, it almost has to be like that, because as a small farm, you can only do so much.
Yeah.
With the cost of feed going up, we can only raise so many animals on our feed and the property that we're on. So we can't have a continuous supply.
No, and there's not. There's just not. There's only so much property we have to be able to raise animals anyways. So
right.
When it's gone until next year.
Right.
So yeah, but how cool is it though that she has more than one farm to pick from?
Right.
Like, it's not just you and I around here either. There's some other people who are selling their stuff.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's really, I love that people have choices, and not just like in the beef, but another good friend of mine just got licensed to sell milk. And we're literally like 2 miles apart from one another, and I'll send people to her and she'll send people to me, and
right, because you're not always going to have a cow and milk.
Yeah.
So super important to find, several local connections, and, it's just a win-win for everybody. It's a win-win for the farmers, and it's a win-win for the community too. It helps build up the community, makes strong connections in the community. It's all good stuff.
Yeah, there's plenty of room at the table for all the farmers. All the small people, all the people like us. We're so small, really. We've had this conversation early on about, like, I just started saying I'm a farmer. And I still laugh about it,
Right. Like,
I'm all, what? No, I'm playing farmer. Doing my best.
Right, and then you're out there trudging through the woods, trying to move sheep through the thick brush, and you're like, yeah, kind of a farmer.
Yeah. Yeah, my afternoon yesterday was, I'm not sure which one of those girls is in heat out there, so let's just sit and watch. Let's watch and see what happens.
Right.
Learn some animal social behavior.
Right.
Yeah. So anyways, it is important.
So yeah, buying local too, you're going to get more nutritious food. You know, because you pick that green bean off of that vine, and you know, the longer it stays off that vine before it gets consumed, you know, the less nutritional value it's going to have.
Yeah, the more it's degraded.
Yep. So the closer you can eat it to being picked off the vine, is better. So
Well, and it tastes better.
and it tastes way better.
Everything tastes better fresh
It
off the
does.
farm. It just does.
It does. My kids are blown away over how good our strawberries are. They're like, these are so different. You know, they're not tart at all.
Yeah.
I mean, they are so sweet. One of them said they taste like ice cream.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
those are good strawberries.
Our blackberries are in, and we have a thornless variety that grows a really big berry, and they're so. I have choked on these berries like 4 times because they're so juicy.
Nice.
It's like eating a peach. I mean, they're so juicy, and they're sweet. They're nothing like your grocery store blackberries.
Do you know what variety they are?
Yes, I do. Nachos.
Okay. Well, I just bought 2 blackberry thornless from Lowe's, and I don't remember what variety they are, but there was a long list on the tag of different varieties to pair that variety with to get better pollination.
Okay.
So, and not to bring up David the Good again, but here I go.
We're such fangirls.
He has a video about propagating blackberry
Yeah, he
bushes.
does.
And so I need to watch that, because if yours is a different variety than mine,
Yeah, we'll swap.
we need to swap.
We do. I've got a hole in mine because we moved ours last year and they didn't all get mulched and we lost a couple. So I have a hole in my row of blackberries.
Okay.
I also have cows who learned how to reach over the fence and eat the tops of the new primocane that's growing. That would be berries next year. So I need to run some barbed wire, but I'd be happy to swap some varieties there for sure.
Yeah, that would be good. So mine are still little. They're itty bitty still, so they've got some growing to do.
You'll get some berry. You just bought them.
Yeah.
You'll get some berries on them next year, but ours, it was the second year. They went crazy. The third year, holy moly.
Did you like pick the blooms the first year?
No,
Okay.
we just let them be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did plant them in peat moss and mushroom compost.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we moved them. And when we replanted them last year when we moved, they were literally sticks in the ground. It was a stick in the ground.
Nice.
And I watered the mess out of it. And we're getting lots of berries.
Yeah, that was like my mulberry tree. When I planted my mulberry tree, it was literally like a 2-foot stick in the ground.
And it's like,
And now it's like
30 feet tall.
it's massive.
Huge.
I know. And so we've been here for like 6 or 7 years, and I put that in like maybe the second year that we were here.
Okay.
So it's 5-ish years old, and it's giant.
Well, it gives me hope.
Chicken manure.
Yeah. That's
Yep, chicken manure. So, yeah.
Do you ever have people call and ask you for manure?
Actually, I do occasionally have people call me and ask me for manure.
Yeah.
And I've had some people take manure out of buckets. Actually, my friends that were just here, my farm helper, I told them, take home a bucket of manure for your garden, please. But we just didn't get to doing all that. So, I mean, the cow manure, my cow pasture is small, so I've been trying to drag the pastures and not let the manure pile up. So there really hasn't been much to collect.
Right.
Because I've noticed that dragging the pastures with the heavier stocking rate really, really helps. Yes,
It does.
It really helps.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of people with big pastures don't do that. I guess
I think they're just too big.
they're just
to
too
worry
big.
about.
I have to do mine, or
Right.
it just gets too much.
Right.
So I have too many cows right now.
We're in the same boat.
But that's okay. I mean, it's just for right now. It's not for forever. It's just for right now.
Yeah, we're starting to have talks about that. And
Yeah.
really it's because of the cost of everything with inflation.
Because of the cost of everything.
Supply and demand, all the issues. Yep.
Yes, the cost of feed is still just as high. I don't feel like it's went down at all. No.
No, and it's twice what we used to pay for it. It hurts.
It does hurt.
It hurts. It hurts. So keep that in mind when you do buy from your local farmer. If their price has gone up from last year,
There is a reason for it.
yeah, they're paying double. I mean, we're paying double at the butcher. We're paying double for feed. We're paying not quite double for hay, but more. And then there's the whole question of like if you can get it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
not if you can afford it, but if you can find it.
Yeah.
There's been several ingredients that have been hit or miss over the last 2 years that I use in our dairy ration. Things like beet pulp, I could sometimes not get at all.
Yeah.
And it's needed. And, you know, different oils, different seeds and things like that. So, yeah, keep that in mind when you do buy from your local peeps.
Yeah, I mean, our local feed mill, the big local feed mill that we both go to, that they grind their feed and they bag it right there. They've been out of a lot of stuff here and there. It's been really hit or miss. And so that's the cheapest place to buy the cattle cubes that I like to give the cows. And they're out of those all the time. So,
Really?
I mean, when they're out of those,
It's scary.
well, then I got to go to Tractor Supply. You
Oh,
know?
and it costs even more.
Right. And so,
And if it's good.
I mean, my hands are tied. My cows have to eat.
Right.
They've got to have their protein cubes.
Right.
So, you know, buying local, I think, is a lot of the times it can be a little more expensive. I read things a lot online, and one of the perks of buying local is it's cheaper.
No.
I don't really think it's cheaper. I think that it's more expensive.
Well, even not, I know our topic is buying local, but I often have people ask, you know, and I think I've mentioned this before, like, well, what is your grocery bill? Well, it kind of just shifted over to our feed bill. You know,
Yes.
like what we save on groceries because we grow ourselves has just been shifted over to our feed bill.
Right.
And so, or hay or whatever, you know, for that. And so, it's not any cheaper. I tell people all the time, yeah, grow yourself a cow if you want to put beef in the freezer for 2 years, but understand you're not going to save any money. Like
No.
it's basically like a savings account. You're going to put a little bit of money in every month, and then at the end, you're going to have a bunch of beef.
Yes.
So, but if you want to do it, do it. I'm all about it.
So yeah, I mean, it's definitely not cheaper, but if quality, like super high nutritious food is
Yeah.
what you're after for your family, going local or growing it yourself is just hands down the way to go.
Yeah, I agree. Quality is a big one for us. There's that other meme. I always think about this one. It's so funny. And it's something along the lines of, oh, I just want to go out to eat, but we make better food at home, you know? It's like I can't argue with that, you know? Like our food is so
Yeah.
much better.
Yeah, no, you cannot argue with that. I mean, growing our own food has almost ruined going out to eat for us.
Yeah.
I mean, really the only thing that we will go out to eat for now and actually enjoy is like sushi. You know,
Yeah.
or
Seafood.
sometimes we can get seafood. We went out and had seafood on Mother's Day and it was not good. We're disappointed. A lot of the times we're disappointed when we go out to eat.
Yeah,
So,
we are too. We
yeah.
actually went out last night.
We're spoiled.
Yeah, we are spoiled. We went out last night and it's a local restaurant. It's not a chain or anything like that. And they've been in business for over 30 years in our little town. And it's our go-to when Mama just can't. She's worked so hard all day. Like my Apple Watch said, it was like the third day in a row that I was over 10 miles. So like, Mama was done.
Right.
Mama didn't sleep the night before either, and like I just did not want to deal with dishes after dinner. That was
Right.
my thing. Like even my ready-made food on the shelf. So we went out and we were disappointed.
Yes.
Like this burger
I know.
was so thin. It was, I don't know, like the toppings were great, but the burger itself, it was like paper thin. It was weird. It was not a quarter-pound burger like they advertised as their special. So we were disappointed.
Yeah. And I mean, I say that we're spoiled, but I mean, we work hard for all that food.
How awesome is it to sit down and be like, we grew this.
I know.
We did this. And not just that, but like, I grew this and I made this bread with the honey I got from the local bee man.
Right.
You know, and I hear this all the time from people who aren't growing food. They're just not in a place to do it right now, for whatever reason. And hey, we made breakfast with your eggs. We did breakfast for dinner with your eggs, and you know, like,
and it's such a treat.
It is such a treat. Yeah.
It is such a treat, you know, and there's just a level of enjoyment that you get from that.
Yeah.
That it doesn't come close to what you're going to experience in the grocery store, eating that grocery store egg, you know?
Yeah. Our main reason for doing what we do is the way animals are treated in commercial facilities. Like,
Yeah.
we just don't want to partake.
No.
And that's that.
Yeah.
That's all I can really say there is,
Yeah.
you know,
No, thank you.
the inhumane things that happen.
Yes, I mean, I really feel good about the fact that, you know, my cows live their best cow life, and my chickens are out running around the yard living their best chicken life before they serve their purpose. So,
Yeah.
you know, and I think, I mean, even if you're not growing your own, if you're at least getting stuff from a small local farm, you know, you're still going to get a lot of satisfaction, you know, when you sit down at the table to eat that food.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that when people come for picking up, that they can see, and a lot of times, I'm so busy, you know, working the farm.
Yes.
I'm so busy with one chore or another, or the to-do list, that I don't have a lot of time for small talk when they come. But I'm happy to answer questions, and I love that they come with questions, and I love that the kids come with enthusiasm and, you know, eyes to see, and, you know, have the questions or get to pet the cow and that kind of thing. And, you know, they have a connection. I love that. And they can ask questions about how we do any of the steps in growing any of our food.
Yeah.
From, you know, I have a load of chicks supposed to be delivered tomorrow, and I have a friend who thinks it's hilarious that they come in the mail. I said, I'll take a video the next time to show you how they come in the box. She said, okay, please, thank you.
I know.
And so, you know, that's the kind of thing that people don't know.
People don't think about it.
Yeah,
They don't know it.
yeah.
And
And
when they find that out, it's like, what?
Right. He's like, wait, they come, what?
Yeah, they come in the mail.
Yeah, yeah.
I just had somebody do that with me just a couple days ago. What? They come in the mail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they get to see. Like, I told her I'd take a video so you can see. And so when people come to your farm, like, they can see. Oh, that's what you do with them when you take them out of the box. And, oh, that's, you know, how you handle them every day, or move them through the woods, or whatever it is that you're doing. If they have questions about slaughter, I answer the best I can, you know?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's the cool thing about buying local.
So yes, if you're not buying local, we encourage you to find a small farm to support. Find your best local farmers market and go check it out. You will not be sorry. And make those local connections, because I think that we are headed towards a time where you are going to need local connections, and
agree.
several of them, to feed your family. And better yet, grow it yourself.
Grow it yourself if you can. Yeah,
Even
figure
if
it out.
even if it's a row of green beans, try a row of green beans.
Everybody can fit a couple of buckets somewhere.
Yep.
On a balcony, on a back porch, in a garage with a light. You
Yep.
can fit a couple of buckets to try something.
Yep.
And if you have kids, especially, there is no better way to get them to eat their vegetables than to have them grow
Than
it.
to have them grow it, right? They're
Right.
so excited about it.
Yeah.
So we just encourage y'all to grow it, buy it local, do what you can with what you have. You know, if you are in a small space, start small. You know, don't let the bigness of it. If you have a big food growing dream, don't let the bigness of it like
That's
holds
overwhelming.
you back because you don't have the big property yet.
Right.
You know, start small.
I always say you don't need a bigger property if you're not using up every square inch of what you've got.
That's right.
So figure that out first
Yep.
before you think you need more.
Yep. So yeah, that's about it, y'all.
Yeah, we will be back here next week, same
Next
time.
week, have
same
no idea
place.
what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Maybe it'll be an eventful week on the farm, and we'll have lots to discuss.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure we will.
All right, well, until then,
Bye.
bye.